And now, your first Alert 5 weather.
Well, the wind has returned to southern Colorado today. I'm tracking this area of low pressure and a strong jet stream in our area. So we have the wind and the dry side of this storm, but there's thunderstorm activity and moisture to our north, all wrapped up around this area of low pressure. That's also generally going to give us some cooler temperatures. That jet streak will start to ease up tomorrow, so it'll be breezy still on Thursday, but not quite as windy as this afternoon. And it's very windy at the Riverwalk right now. The trees are blowing around. At the Pueblo Airport, the winds are sustained around 22 miles per hour, but they're gusting higher than that, gusting to 37. Recent wind gust of 40 in Colorado Springs, 33 in Walsenburg, and earlier a strong gust of 61 miles per hour in Lyman. And that is associated more so with outflow boundaries from thunderstorms along this cold front. This cold front's going to sweep through southern Colorado. You'll still likely see some 30 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts through the rest of this evening. And then the wind should ease up after about 10 o'clock. And then tomorrow, not nearly as windy. So many of us had gusts 40, 50 miles per hour today. Gusts tomorrow look to be around 20 to 30 miles per hour, maybe as high as 40. So still breezy on Thursday, not quite as strong. So the wet part of this storm is to our north. That's where we have shower and thunderstorm activity. Brush, Colorado reported downed power lines, downed tree limbs as this line of powerful storms moved through. So north of I-70, these severe thunderstorm warnings are for 70 mile per hour wind gusts. South and along I-70, that's where the gusts up to 60 miles per hour are possible. Those storms will move out of our region, not really impacting us here in southern Colorado. The cold front will pass through, and tonight will be pretty chilly, dropping below freezing in our mountain valleys with generally 40s overnight in the plains. So we started this week with 80s, and we're starting to cool off. Pueblo, 83 was our high today. Yesterday was 87, so a little cooler. 75 today in Colorado Springs. Yesterday we were at 82. So we started our cool down, and tonight is going to be pretty chilly, dropping to 29 in Westcliff, 32 Woodland Park, 30s or 40s along I-25. And then tomorrow afternoon, easing up on those temperatures just a few more degrees with 60s and 70s for most of us. On Thursday, it's generally going to be dry behind this front and, as I mentioned, a little breezy. But there's going to be some afternoon clouds and maybe a sprinkle if you're really lucky. Unfortunately, this front is just not providing us with any significant moisture. But as we progress into the weekend, let me help you plan. Saturday will be a dry day. Quite warm to a high of 75. That's about 5 degrees above average. And then Sunday, initially I had a thunderstorm chance, but we are starting to trend drier. But I'm keeping a thunderstorm chance for Monday. So at a storm impact 2 out of 5. Expect outdoor plans to be impacted if a storm does move through your area, bringing moderate to heavy rain and lightning. But this is not the case where you need to cancel anything right now. In Pueblo, 70s and still breezy tomorrow, but then those 80s return Friday and they'll last through Sunday. Then we have an isolated thunderstorm chance Monday. Canyon City, 70s for the next 7 days. I am watching for warmer 70s returning Saturday and Sunday, peaking at 77 Sunday. In Woodland Park, upper 50s tomorrow, and then the 60s return Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Those thunderstorm chances are in your forecast Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday.